All right, so today we had the official reveal of the Mechanicum box for Legions Imperialis. Of course, I think we all knew this was coming. We had the leak going around the internet a few days ago. I made a video about it, and a few other people did as well. But this is the first official word we've had of it, so it's definitely not a fake, as some people were claiming. So I thought we'd take a look at it today. Just read through the article together, see what's in the box, talk a little bit more about it. There's some better images of what's inside than the kind of pixelated photograph of the back of the box that we got in the leak. So let's just go through it and see what it has to say for itself. So we got a nice image of the front of the box. Looks great, using the 28 millimeter figures as always for the cover art. I really like that style. I know that's from the old black books where you had the miniature sort of photoshopped into these realistic looking battle scenes. I think that looks great. Really fits the Heresy aesthetic. And just as we predicted, we've got all the stuff that was in the leak shown in a nice, pretty clear image. We're getting 146 individual miniatures. Obviously, that's not how many bases, how many models we're going to be getting. Um, yeah, here we've got the individual things shown in a bit more detail. I think the Thalax look great. I think GW's clearly made an effort to avoid the Spruegate problem that was such a controversial part of the release for Legions Imperialis. I don't think there's any sign of that anywhere on these miniatures. I do think it's interesting. It looks like this figure right here has a different weapon than some of the other ones. Like these all seem to have the lightning gun with the chainsaw bayonet. He looks like he has a multi-melta. I don't know if that's going to be a weapon option, some maybe like an upgrade like plasma guns are for the Astartes. Something to keep an eye on though. That would be interesting to see. Nice to have a little bit of variety, and that would suit their battlefield role as quick moving infantry, able to hunt down tanks. Then here we've got the Tectoral Covenant. Again, I don't see any sign of any kind of Spruegate problems. These look really clean. They also look like they're based more on the old Forge World designs, which makes sense because that's pretty much how the whole line has been designed. Although we have seen some of the new 28 millimeters designs creep into the art in particularly the Devastation of Talorn book, if I'm remembering correctly. And then down here we have the Ursarax. Again, these look really clean. Don't see any sign of Spruegate. No weapon options, but I don't think we were expecting anything like that. Yeah, nothing there. We've got our Magos Prime on Abeyant, which looks really cool. We've got the Myrmidon Secutors and Destructors. I think it's pretty interesting that we're only getting 2 of the Secutors in a box and 4 of the Destructors. So that, maybe is another reason to probably pick up 2 of these boxes. We've got the, let's see, the Magos Auxilia, Tech Priest Auxilia, maybe, if I'm remembering correctly. What does it say here? Tech Priest Auxilia, yeah. These look good too. Yeah, I'm really liking these miniatures so far. And now we're getting into the Battle Automata. We've got the Castelox. See, just like with all the rest of the miniatures, I'm not seeing any kind of Spruegates. These look really good, really clean. I like the paint jobs they've done. It almost looks like they might have some verdigris on here. Maybe that's just my monitor, but it's looking like there's a little bit of blue-green on that bronze there. I don't see any kind of weapon options here. It looks like they've all got the Mauler bolt cannon. That's a little disappointing. I would have liked to have seen at least a multi-melta or Darkfire cannons on these. Maybe they're just not being shown. But if they don't have them, that might be a little disappointing to me. The Thanatars look good. It looks like he has a different style of briefcase. I think this is like a Graviton hammer, Graviton siege ram, something like that. Looks like it's a different design than on the big model. I think it looks fine. The Solex Heavy Las looks a little bit different too. Maybe that's just for the casting purposes. I like how they've got one of the plasma mortars with the open petals. That's neat. Gives a little bit of variety. I like how the heavy metal team has drilled out the barrels on the Mauler bolt cannon here. I like that. Um, let's see. What else we got? We've got our first good image of the Arlatax battle automata. I think that looks really cool. Nice pose. It's got the jetpack on the back there. The one thing I'm not sure about is that plasma cannon. That kind of looks like a new 40k Primaris plasma cannon. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Maybe it's just a different kind of weapon. I don't know. The Vorax look really neat. I like how sort of insectoid and bug-like they are. And then we've got the Domitar here. Looks okay. I'm not as in love with that pose as I am with the Arlatax. It says the Vorax are going to add a touch of speed to the otherwise slow but purposeful forces. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see these guys being probably maybe 7-inch move with scout, maybe forward deploy or infiltrate. It would be my guess. I'll be very surprised if they don't have any of those elements. And then here's something we talked about too in the leak video. We've got the Voltarax Stratos Automata. Now, I was thinking that these would be skimmers, but Warhammer Community is saying these are adding some vital air support to an otherwise ground-pounding battle group. So I'm curious if that actually means these guys are going to be flyers. I don't know if they're flyers in Big Heresy. Maybe somebody can inform me in the comments below. I do think it's interesting. It's on a skimmer stand. It's not on, a flying base. So maybe that's just Warhammer Community is not really getting it right, or maybe this is just how they're going to package the model. Maybe it's too small to have a flying base. I don't know. And then we got the Triaros armor conveyors, which look great. I think it's a cool looking model. The land train aesthetic is really neat. I don't know how useful these are. Like I said in the preview video, I don't know how useful these are going to be for this box, but I'm sure they'll be useful down the road. And it's telling us that we're going to have rules found in an upcoming publication. That's no surprise. I think we all knew that was coming, and hopefully we'll hear more about that at Nova, would be my guess, or maybe in a couple weeks at the next Heresy Thursday. Now, there is something that I wanted to discuss, which I think I skipped over. Yeah, so it says right here, like much of the Tagmata, they are remarkably durable for their size. So I'm wondering if that means they're going to be armored. I really don't see these guys having a save more than 4 up, because really we don't have any kind of infantry or walker model with a 4 up save, with more than a 4 up save yet. And that's something I was curious about when I first saw this leak was, the models in Big Heresy they have so many wounds. And I'm really wondering how that's going to be reflected in Legions Imperialis. And it's possible maybe that some of these things are going to be getting armored, which will give them a lot more staying power. Of course, Terminators don't have armored, but these are tougher than Terminators. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I think if they did, I think that'd be really neat, really interesting twist on the army. Yeah, so I'm excited to see this. I'm expecting, based on this preview, that we're going to see these, coming in November or December. Oh, and that reminds me. This says here the slow but purposeful forces. This is something I need to look up. Can automata march 3 times their move like infantry can? I'm betting not. I'm betting that automata can only march double their move, and that will give some room for the cyber theurgy to, as an active ability to maybe make them march 3 times their movement value. So anyway, am going to stop rambling, and I'm going to cut this video off now. So thank you for sitting with me and looking through this article together. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.